Hello, everybody. Welcome to day 3 of the 10-day prosperity challenge. And we are on day 3. And Cindy, I will get back to your comments because it is just way too crazy trying to manage the Zoom and the comments. So maybe I can try this again. Hi. Yes, you can hear me. You are live. Thank you for your patience. Life, right? This is where we have to sometimes just surrender and go with flow. Because when things feel like they're not working out, we have two choices. We get to choose to be patient and to relax and just go with the flow. Not get stressed out, even though I was feeling a little bit of it, I must say. And I kept saying, it's okay, Yvonne, it's all going to work out. It's there. I knew you saw me, Cindy. Thank you so much for being here. And here we are, day 3. So, hi guys, I'm Yvonne Purvis. I'm a transformational coach. I help women like yourselves, like rewrite your story, really come into self. I'm reading a fantastic book that is really just making me feel, I want you showing up as your grandest, best self, your divine self. This is where we get to have it all. This is where we get to have the relationships, the business growth, the money. It's all prosperity and gratitude, and it all is within you. But the deeper side of the manifestation, right? So now we tie in manifestation with all of this, because manifestation is how we quantum jump. And it's a quantum leap year. So I don't know about you, but I am quantum leaping, and I want to help those that want to quantum leap to quantum leap. Okay. So if you really want to quantum leap, comment below. Okay. Because then I know who really wants to get into this stuff. And the more that I understand it and feel it, it is really the stuff within us. We are always being called to do things, but what happens is you feel fear from it and you don't do it. You feel fear that whatever your business, you don't want to be seen. You don't want to step into it. You don't want to try the Facebook ads. You don't want to get the support. You don't want to book the trip. You're worried about money, and money, you have to spend money to make money. Okay. You can't hoard it. It doesn't work. The universe, you have to circulate. This is a circulation of world of energy. Okay. I know I'm going really deep today, but I'm sorry. It's just understanding that the things that how we think is the outside world showing for you. So if the outside world is feeling hard, is feeling frustrating, is feeling like it's not working out for you, it's because of your thoughts. It's your thoughts. It's how your underlying feeling is. And until you know what that is, you can't change it. And this is what is happening in your life. And you get more of it. All right. So let me just take a breath. I just want to center myself. And what we do always when things are feeling like they're feeling that uncertain in your life, I want you to just take a breath. Like I said, feet down, hands up. I'm going to do a 2-minute, just a breath work here. Centering yourself is the most important thing. Okay. It is how you get connected to the next step for yourself and to what you need to hear and how you move forward. We cannot make the right decisions in a fight and flight, in a stress, anxiety, unknowing, disbelief, a lack. Like this is so important how we make decisions. We have to be feeling like we're making the decisions from our higher self, not from the lack, not from the uncertainty, not from the not knowing, with trust and faith. And today I know we're talking about the abundance connection. Okay. How do we unlock your self-worth and abundance together? And this is where the spiritual side, right? The feminine side, as people know more about. It's been a big thing, the masculine and feminine. Now I talk about spiritual more than feminine side, but it is the same thing. It's just wording, right? Like whoever is your coach or how you hear it from different ways, from different people. And from my experience, everything is our self-worth. If we're feeling unworthy, if we're feeling doubt, it is what shows up. You cannot fake that energy. So in order to get this deeper connection with yourself and your worthiness, is all about love. It's the connection with yourself of being enough. And that's the whole, being a wholeness within you. Like truly wholeness. Not thinking you need someone else to help you, or it's the knowing that even though you would love some more money, you'd love a loving relationship, you'd love those beautiful trips or home or whatever it is, if it doesn't happen, you're okay. That's the wholeness of yourself. So like I was running with my girlfriend this morning, and she's quite connected too. And she's just finishing off of a divorce. Yes, I get a lot of friends that reach out to me for divorce help. And but I've been really helping her in the connection, right? So she's getting some money and she really wants to buy a house, buy a property. And she thought she was going to live in another spot. And I was like, oh, interesting. That's, yeah, I don't, no judgment, right? It's like her path. And then this morning, she picked a different choice. And I was like, yes, this is her. And she talked about the house, and she walked in and she loves it. And she doesn't know if she'll get it. And I said, that's not your job. Remember, the how and the when is not our job. God, universe, source, that is their job. Our job is to desire something, to move towards it, and allow the rest to unfold. And so the spiritual side is the allowing, and our masculine side is the doing, is the ego. We have to move, right? You want a successful business, you have to do it. You can't sit back. If you want a loving new relationship, yeah, well, you probably need to put yourself on maybe a dating app. Not that I do that, but get out of your house in order to meet people. So you see what I'm saying? How the connection, I know I'm a little bit off there, but I was explaining the story, right? So all of a sudden she loves this house and everything else. And I said, just start being in it, like in your mind, just start thinking about it. Just be in it, see it. She goes, I'm doing it. I said, great. I said, that's all you have to worry about. You got to be unattached. It's got to be unattached. A desire, you want to. And this when we talk about our self-worth, right? Whew, right? Does it feel heavy? Like self-worth is everything. Self-worth is when you have your own business or entrepreneur and you're raising your prices. It is your self-worth. No one determines a price. It's all what you believe you're worth, all your education, your training, and how you know you can transform someone's life. There's no right or wrong number on that. It's your self-worth. If you're working in a job, I was talking to my neighbor and she was talking about her job. She loves her job, but she's working too many hours. She wants to have a bit more flexibility, more freedom in there. And I said, well, why don't you have that conversation? And well, I think the owner of the company, she was telling me a little bit about it, and he's kind of gone missing in action of his own business. And supposedly that his marriage is like the kids are gone and they've rekindled. So she believes that story. But when I heard it, I said, that is not true. I said, he's gone. He's trying to hang on to his wife because there's probably a divorce talk in there. And he's trying, because she said prior to this, all he did would work. So this is the disconnect of they are together, right? His worthiness, her worthiness, they're not in alignment anymore. So he's trying to be more like what she wants. As we know, that will never work, but it's just what happens sometimes. And so he's leaving his business and it's leaving the other people not so happy. And so we had that conversation together, and she was like, oh, I said, well, you don't know what is going on. But this is how I feel, I said, right? Because no business owner would ever just go missing in action. I mean, we love what we do, right? You don't just go missing in action. So, but our self-worth, and that's a really fascinating one. So his self-worth is being tested, is being like there's a disconnect, right? And this is what can happen as women, more so than men, I think, is a disconnect with ourselves. And your self-worth is the most abundant, wealthy part of your life and your abundance. It's when you truly believe in your value, you open the door to receive all the good the universe has to offer. I'm reading that right from what I wrote. So how much do you love yourself? Is your self-worth, when you think about this, like when people are reflecting their energy on you and it feels like they're attacking you, right? Your self-worth needs to know, it's not about me. It's not me, it's her. And you need to know those boundaries and push it away. And sometimes we need to actually not even be around these people. We need to give them space to figure out what their stuff is. And if they come back, they come back. But if they don't, they don't. And I've had two people in my life with this. One, someone who she's been in my house and all of a sudden there's something going on and I just have to let it go, right? Not interested. Don't want to hear the complaining. Don't want to hear the sad stories. Because I'm doing this work and I know that it's not mine to take on, right? And that's the boundaries. That's my self-worth. I protect my energy. My energy is my stream, right? It is what makes me happy. It's the energy. It's self-worth within yourself. And then there's I've got so many different beautiful friends. And I've got one friend and her husband, and they're trying to figure out their life. They've moved here from New Zealand and she's very controlling. All she wants to do is control. And I said, maybe your word should be surrender. And she laughed, right? She's just trying to control everything in her life. In her house, it's all controlled. And that is like no self-love. So when we start to feel that wholeness in who we are in our boundaries, you are, that's all I can say. It's a feeling of amazingness. Understanding your beliefs about yourself directly impact your financial reality. Because today we are talking about, right? We are talking about wealth, your worthiness and abundance. Wealth consciousness is not about how much money you have in the bank. It's not about the things we have, the rings, the diamonds, the jewelry. It's deeper than that. It's our worthiness within ourselves, of our abundance around us. And when we feel such certainty and we know, and we have faith and we trust, that is the energy that comes out. So my energy right now is there, right? And do you feel my energy? Hey, Amanda, you made it on. Great. So do you feel the energy, right? Because we feel energy. Now that more people are understanding of energy, it's felt on screens, it's felt on text messages and like anything, right? Not just being together like before, they only talked about it as in person because we didn't do Zoom. So everything was in person. Now the world has completely changed from COVID for the better. But we need that connection still, right? So it's really important to know, like, when you show up to things, are you always in your best self? Or are you sometimes not in a good place and you go to these events and you feel ordinary? Everyone else feels that. So you are now projecting on them. So this is where it's really important to listen to ourselves, because when you are not up to it or you're not feeling You have the energy to go somewhere, to a lunch, to a thing. Like sometimes we can shake it up and go and feel great, but there are times that it's like, you know what, this is not going to be good for me today because I'm not going to show up as my best self. And that's the selfishness of knowing yourself. And it's so important. It's so important. Because when you start to really uncover those hidden beliefs that might be blocking your prosperity, wow, awareness, control, like awareness. So how do you feel about it? How do you feel about wealthy? How do you feel about the money in your bank account? How do you feel about your savings account? How do you feel when you spend money? How do you feel when it comes in? Are you feeling like, oh, I wish I had more? It's not enough. Are you more abundant of saying, wow, thank you so much? Because the abundance and the self-love are directly connected to your wealth showing up in your life. Okay? Like seriously, this is life-changing stuff. If you don't know your underlying thought and feeling around wealth and abundance and money, this can be the thing that's blocking you. And this is where it drives me nuts because there's so many coaches out there, coaches in this industry too, that say, oh, you're in lack and that's why it's your messaging. It has nothing to do with your messaging. It's the energy behind the message is being portrayed. Neediness, need a client, not really being true to yourself. You're not being authentic. You don't really care. See the feeling of that when I speak of it? When you come from a genuine, authentic self of gratitude and love, that is the attraction point of everything. Because let's embrace your worthiness. God made us to have abundance, to have everything we desire. But it's our thoughts that disconnect, that resist the abundance in you, and you get the lack of it. We've all done it. So don't feel like you're the only one. I did it. I know it. I was in lack for a while in my marriage, like so much abundance, but I was not appreciating it. I was not aware of it. I was removed from myself, but I had no self-love. I didn't feel worthy. Because worthiness and love and gratitude is the key to everything, the key to your success, the key to your abundance, the key to life. Comment if this is making sense, please, so I know where else. If you have any questions, pop them in the chat because I can see it now. I've just didn't put my sound on so I can see my Facebook. If there's any questions you have, pop them down below. So learn how your beliefs about yourself directly shape your financial reality, because these beliefs are the magnet, right? That's the magnet to your life, drawing either abundance or scarcity into your life. So I want you to believe this. So if you had, what can I give it as an experience in that? Like when the money is going out of your account, right? And maybe there's no money, maybe your clients, nothing is rolling in. How does that make you feel? Do you feel scarcity? Do you ever feel like, oh my God, when am I getting paid again? Is this money going to come back to me? That is a direct feeling that you need to be aware of. So I want you to think about what is your underlying feeling about it? Yeah, it is. Self-worth is everything. Well, it depends, right? Because you can have self-worth about yourself, but still have a lack mentality. And this is why there's no one fit all, right? No different to anything in life. We can have one part of our life feel really good. You can still have really great self-worth and feel really good, but sometimes still have a lack or a disconnect with money. Yeah, flow. Yeah, definitely, Amanda. You know, the more you're in flow, you're allowing the God and universe to do the other side of it. But if you're trying to control and you're like, oh my God, I need these more clients coming in, and you're just trying to control where the source is coming from, that is a block. Relax into it, flow into it, enjoy, 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 enjoy. So I really want everyone, I know you people that aren't, like, if you ladies are listening to this and you're thinking this sounds really out there, because it's a different kind of coaching for you for most. And the reason I am so passionate about talking about self-love is because it is everything. And I didn't have self-love for a long time. Most women that go through a divorce actually lose their self-worth, and they have a bad relationship with money. Because a lot of times the man has been, especially our age group, different age group makes a difference, right? Over 50, because that's how the man did have more of those resources, and maybe not a combined relationship. Just sometimes circumstances, too much trust, too much faith, all those things. And these are the things that we have to go through to learn. So all that crumble, I call it the crumble of our life, is actually not a crumble. It's where you get to look at your life and go, okay, what am I learning from this? What did I have to learn in this? It's a journey. It's all about self-discovery. Everything is self-discovery. And so uncover your hidden blocks. We all carry subconscious stories about money and worthiness, often inherited or shaped by past experiences. Today, right? This is what we're getting into. We have to dig into those deep hidden beliefs that might be keeping you stuck and blocking your prosperity. Today, here's another beautiful story, because now I'm talking about hidden blocks. And it was so bizarre. I had this in my dream. I've been having kind of dreams, must be the moon too. So bright. It's really affecting me. My mind is, I'm dreaming a lot. I can feel things, and things are weird. And I actually had two of my friends come up, my running friends, colleagues, right? In my dream, their husband and wife. So bizarre. But here's the great story about this. So her and I connected. It wasn't too bad, but then there was a whole bunch of this energy coming towards me of and it was her unworthiness, right? I didn't know what it was at the beginning, but she would say things, like mean things to me in front of people. And I'd be like, oh, that was bizarre. And I just flipped it off. I just kind of thought, oh, and it happened again, oh, you know everything. Just the way she commented, she was, projecting on me. Today, I found out more. She said she had a dream, okay, about running some marathon, because she's a runner like me, and nobody, the time, like, she finished the race and her time was not shown, like it never happened. And she was like, well, what about me? What about me? And her parents never gave her attention and said anything to her. So she was, for me, right? This is what another friend said that she's jealous of you. She's, it makes her feel unworthy, not seen. And today she just brought it out perfectly in a way of acknowledging it without saying, because not everybody can acknowledge it and say, wow, I guess I really need to look at how I am, right? She wouldn't go that far, but I said to her, so good to have that awareness around yourself now that you can help those feelings, and then she just went on to something else. But it made me understand her in a whole new light. And it's just bizarre that I told her, I said, you guys are in my dream. Nothing happened, just smiling, which is so weird. So there is always, and the things from our childhood are there. I didn't have any money stories, right, from my path. Mine's all come from my marriage. All the things that came were from my marriage that I've had to work through. So this is where it's really good for you to find out where the block or whatever it is in your worthiness or self-love has come from. Once you can change that, you change your prosperity. You get to then embrace your worthiness and claim it, as we're all meant to have. Every single one of us. And when you start really understanding the laws, because these are laws, this is not fluffy stuff. Why do you think the rich get richer? They understand it. They do. They circulate money. You got to circulate it. Like we use it every day, right? You don't want to cage it up thinking it's running out or worried about when don't want to use it till you get paid. This is not the abundant way of thinking. And this may go against what you know, because everyone talks about the 3D world, right? Save your money, make sure you have money to save, put it in an RSVP or whatever, save, don't spend. I remember my brother saying to me when I sold my house, he goes, well, put it away and don't spend it. I was shocked. And he knows some of this. He studied with somebody that knows this stuff, right? And I just went, that is not how this works. This is not how the universe works. This is not how money is meant to be. It's meant to flow in and out. It's a currency. It's a flow of energy. And when you can really get comfortable with your bank account going super low and knowing and trusting and having that faith, it'll come right back up. But if it doesn't, that's your regulator. That's your abundance. That is your prosperity. And you are thinking lack. Okay. So really start listening and being aware of how you feel. That is it. Your feelings are everything. And like I said, like yesterday, I was talking about, vibration, because vibration is still part, but it's not like you got to be dancing around, but it is a vibrational thumb. We are a thermostat. So where does your thermostat exist? If you're down in the low, feeling tired, like depression, worried, feeling lack, you're in the low. We don't want to be down there. We want to be neutral, right? Up and down, knowing that everything is always great. Everything always works out for you. Trusting, having faith. And that is it. That is the trust and the faith that and this is reflected in money, abundance, life. If you desire to buy the house, buy the house. That is you as your higher self saying, yes, I'm in. Thank you. Every time you do something, you just need to come from yes and feel good about it. Doesn't matter what you spend money on. Okay. Abundance is not, it's not like God saying you can't buy the purse, can't buy whatever it is. Nope. Doesn't care. Enjoy it, use it with joy, appreciate it. And then we have a job, we work, right? And that's the service that we're doing. We're doing things that will bring it back in. You can't be sitting at home doing this and doing nothing. Got to have a job, got to be doing something for the greater good. So when you shift your self-perception, right? Your unshakable worthiness and your self-worth, it just becomes about believing you deserve abundance. You've got to believe it. You have to know it. You have to believe it. You have to go, of course, it's coming in from somewhere. Yep. Clients are coming in. Yep. I'm booking this retreat and everyone's going to book in. See that difference of just going with your gut and knowing and trusting. When I started my event planning business, I always like to talk back to that because back then it was a typical, business to corporate, so business to business. And when I started, I was totally in flow, right? Because I didn't have an experience. I wasn't an event planner before, but I had experience. I knew I could do it without even knowing. I just knew, right? I went from being a dancer to wanting to have a corporate business of doing corporate events, management, getting all the people, like the tech people, in order. I just knew I could do it. I didn't really know enough. I knew people though from the entertainment industry. It doesn't matter. I still had to reach out to people and caterers, and I used to do everything for corporations. I never thought I couldn't. And I remember I was getting my marketing material made because back then we needed, when you went to propose on something, you had to have this whole folder. Like, this is going a long time ago, right? Right? Had a whole folder, what I did, these beautiful sheets. I don't remember all of it, but I remember the folder. And I went with the top guy. Cost me thousands of dollars. Like, I think it was over $10,000 back then. And I just went, yep, do it. Because I knew the clients were coming in. I knew I was getting jobs. I never doubted myself. So how often are you doubting yourself? All right. So do you doubt yourself? Because that's the same, right? Fear. Do you doubt yourself? Do you fear? Do you feel that maybe no one's going to join your business? No one's going to buy that course? If you're opening up a business, same thing. But look at restaurants, right? They go in and they put out a fit out for hundreds of thousands of dollars. And then they open their doors and they market because they know everyone's going to love their food. They do the research. They know where they're going. They know their clientele, right? They have to be in the masculine to know all that. And this is like powerful. I think today's call is one of the most powerful calls and ones to re-watch, because it is everything to unlocking your life. Okay. So, and when we stop, okay, so I'm just reading my notes to make sure I cover. So stop chasing, right? We don't want to be chasing the wealth. We want to start attracting it. And when we attract it, it's a vibrant, it will all come because you are knowing, you're in a prosperity, you're in abundance and love for yourself and worthiness. And then you just do your work. You do what you got to do. You post your stuff. It will all just start flowing back into you. All right. And that is the way to be, not chasing. We don't chase. It's not a good energy. It's not a good energy. So, any other questions? Well, Cindy, I want you to just be aware how things make you feel. Because it's more of yourself. So when you ask that question, what comes up for you? I'm not sure if you're going to reply, but inner blocks are, so let me talk about my marriage, because it is the one that really changed my entire life. I had $1 million business when I met my husband. I had a very good life. I had bought my first home, 3-story home. I was renovating. I had 2 cars. I was in with the universe. This is the trust and the faith I knew in my business. I just kept growing it and growing it, right? Had employees. I had at one stage 10 employees. And I meet him, and it was always the marriage itself, when I finally moved, was rocky, because we weren't really connected spiritually in the same abundance mindset. That's what I'm going to talk about. Okay. That mindset was not an abundant mindset with him. It was with me, without knowing I was an abundant person. And when I left that marriage, I was literally a piece of carpet. I didn't know who I was anymore. I didn't have any confidence, no self-worth, no money, right? He was now the controller of the money. We never shared bank accounts. I know, lots of lessons in there. So that was the work I had to do for myself to find myself. And I just want you to be aware of your thoughts. You will know, you will come, it will show up. When you ask the question, you have them. world around format. They're fantastic, Amanda. First of all, to know that wealth is for me, my word for the year, it came to me today, is wealth. I thought it was going to be leap, but leap is easy for me, right? Leaping and doing things. I'm good at all that. I take those risks. I know that about myself. But wealth is a consciousness. So my wealth, my affirmations are that I am a successful woman. Money comes to me. My bank account fills up all the time. But I'm so grateful for all the money in my bank account. But I'd love some more. Thank you so much. All right. So we're always plenty. We always have enough. So you want to come from a place that you have everything and create the next step of what you want, right? Like my bank account fills up every day. I use that one all the time. I'm so grateful for all the money in my bank account. These are specific for money. I think most people, money is the thing that we're wanting more of. The rich have plenty overflowing and they want more. The poor don't have it and want it. So there is this need and it controls us. It can hold on to you. It held on to me getting out of my divorce. I cried because I had nothing and thought, oh my God, what's going to happen to me? So I felt this all of a sudden pull in money. And that's like 6 years ago now, right? So I've had to work on my money story and my relationship with money. So ask yourself, how does money make you feel? That is the most important question that you will be able to understand about yourself and get clearer on. Date your money. Because let me tell you, money, you can look at life and say, money follows me everywhere. That's one that I use because it is. Everything is money, wealth, prosperity. You know, you can use whatever word resonates with you. For me, it was money, specific, not abundance, not prosperity. They're the same word, but I like money. And I love talking about money. I used to love talking about money. Then there was a stage of my life, I didn't want to talk about money. I didn't like money. I didn't appreciate it. I didn't thank it. I misused it. So this is what you need to find out about yourself. But now we're best friends because it's around me all the time. Okay. So your mantras will come around your how you feel. You can't say, I love money and money loves me unless you feel it. I don't like that mantra. I used to use it, but I never felt it. But now, like, it's around me. Everything I do is like, oh, thank you so much. It's everywhere. That's why I say abundance is everywhere. Abundance changes it because it's not just money specific. Abundance is like the trees, the birds, the water, the ocean, the waves, the birds. Have I said that? Right? Like you just think there's so much abundance. I've heard money is like water, right? That's the water just pouring in. When you get wealth consciousness, that is the overflow. I use that one too a lot. My bank account is overflowing. You got to feel it and you got to believe it's true. You can't just say something, otherwise it doesn't work. So this is where it's all about your energy and your vibration. You cannot fake it. It's your underlining feeling of everything. Your abundance, your thermostat. Great questions. Great questions. Have you found this really good today? And like, you know, you think about, there's so many different coaches out there in money, right? Amanda, you and I have been in this industry for a while. And I always feel everyone has their hook, I guess, right? In business. And mine is to be as most authentic about it as possible, to really understand that we are the money. Our life, our feeling, our love for ourselves is everything. Our wholeness. That is what you need to work on, being a whole woman. Okay. What a great, so we're coming to the wraps today. This has been a great call. So get ready to elevate your mindset and take a powerful step, creating a life of wealth, freedom, and joy. Because this is what we're meant to do in life. I just got goosebumps from that. Like, do you believe you're a powerful woman? Do you believe you're unstoppable? Do you believe you're wealthy? I'm a wealthy woman. I am a powerful manifester. So those are some of the ones I use. And they feel in my heart. Okay. Any last minute questions before we wrap up? Great call today, ladies. Thanks for being here with me. So your homework, okay? I'm giving homework every day. So your homework tonight is to actually come up with some rituals about yourself, to really find out where where you're sitting in your thermostat. Because when you can get that thermostat working, that's everything. Doesn't mean that when we're having a sad moment that we're going to not be able to have what we want, right? Remember that. Just as a happy woman, I'm a happy woman, a loving woman, having a sad moment. Like for me, canceling my flight to LA and that whole day, a couple of days, I was having some sad moments, but I'm still loving myself and still happy underneath. Okay. The difference, see the difference there. It's so devastating. So I said more prayers to Los Angeles. I'm not watching any news anymore. It was too, I can't, it was too heavy for me. All right, guys, have a beautiful, beautiful day. We'll see you tomorrow. Do your homework, comment below, pop your word in. What's your word for 2025? And like I said, like I had to sit in this. I had to think, what is my word? It was only on my run today, which was a bloody challenging run. I was like, you know what? My word is wealth. Full stop. I want more wealth in my life. Who doesn't want more wealth? More wealth. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. Been beautiful. See you tomorrow. Pop down. If you have any questions, just pop them down. And thank you for being here. Thank you, guys.